Hey, it's the last day of the year coming up, and we're here at Trash Talk, just thinking about fireworks and champagne and good times,
It's
and trying to put
crazy.
another year behind us.
Yeah, you know what? I'm experiencing deja vu because I remembered last year when we did our end of the year whatever review and talk about it and we were going through so much,
Right, right.
I got to be honest with you. I feel personally, I can't speak to everybody else. Although this year has had better moments, I still feel like this year has been exhausting on a for the country and people.
Well, it's been a catch-up year. We came out of the pandemic and real worries, but people were getting vaccinated, they were getting back out, and we've come back this year to visiting stores that don't have help. A lot of the
I know.
stores used to be open long hours. A lot of the fast food restaurants used to open at like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. They'd stay open till 10 o'clock at night. Now some of them are open like from 10 to 5. They can't get enough help. And
Well,
you know,
look at Walmart. As much as I don't like them, they're not 24 hours. They haven't been 24 hours in over a year. They just now pushed their hours to 11 p.m.
right, right. And a lot of stores that you used to be able to get a little assistance, they don't have the assistance. It's just trying to get enough people at their checkout counters just to get people out the door.
Well, that's it. And I mean, look, we struggle at our place quite a bit, and both of them. And it's just it's very interesting. But I feel like this is not a gloom and doom thing. It's just kind of a thinking thing.
Yeah.
I feel like this past year it's been a mixed bag where we've had, yeah, in one aspect, people are getting out more and doing more, but yet on the economy level and the financial level, it's still kind of a crapshoot. Everything's gone up in price, but yet there's stuff not there. There's employees not there. Then we have everything going on in the world, which we can't get into right now. It just feels, I personally, I got to be honest with you. I'm negative sometimes, but this is not negative. I feel exhausted. I really do. And I think it's not just from my lack of sleep.
Yeah, that was the other thing you thought you'd be able to catch up on this year, and you didn't.
No.
So it's a resolution for next year.
I guess. Anyway, it's the end of the year and we're here and we're alive.
And I mean, I guess from what we've just talked about already, you always get to that end of the year and you say, hey, it was a really great year. But again, we're kind of saying it really wasn't that great of a year. Maybe it was better than the year before, but it wasn't like the leaps and bounds we thought it would be.
No, it's not. And I don't think it's just us. It's not just us. It's a lot of people. There are people that are, and I always go to finances because that's such a huge issue with people.
Right.
There are people that are financially stable, way better than I've ever been in my life, that are still saying the same thing. Like, man, I don't know. So the uncertainty and the road that we traveled, we've been beat up.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it's made us kind of reassess and prioritize our lives a little bit more. It isn't just run hilly-nilly, and you have to kind of have a focus. And this is what I need to accomplish. And heading into the new year, you need to kind of say to yourself, what do I want to accomplish in 2022? And then prioritize it. If it's fix up the house, do the garden, whatever, get some new clothes,
whatever that is.
Yeah, lose some weight, which is always on my list.
Well, I tell you what's interesting is, and you bring up a good point when you said those little things like new clothes. I talked to God knows who when I said this. When you do something that you accomplish, like you have a list, and we've talked about lists. When you have a list and you cross off 1, 2, 3 things, and that is done, whether that's clean the litter box, wash the car, doesn't matter. an accomplishment is an accomplishment. And in this day and age, you should take that and be proud of it, whatever that is.
Absolutely right. And in my house, when there's a list and you accomplish something and you cross it off the list, for some reason, there's another item that appears at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get through enough things fast enough this year that maybe I could go a day or two without a list on the refrigerator.
I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't had a list on my refrigerator in 3 days, 4 days, because
you don't have anybody to make the list other than yourself.
Well, because you know what? I just don't want to. I literally told myself I'm not doing it. But I did accomplish something. I'm with the podcast, The Life of an Average Joe. I haven't had to record an episode in like 3.5 weeks because I'm all caught up till the end of the year. I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, with MovieWeb, I've written everything for the month, whether they release it this month or next month. I'm done. I'm out. You know, this is our last show till next year. You know,
and
you got to look at that.
And we've been doing the same thing that we generally pre-record our shows, and sometimes we do them a few in advance. So, you know, we're not having to be at the same place every week to record the show or do the shows live. You know,
it's hard.
You have to kind of sometimes reinvent the wheel just a little bit.
Yeah. And I like live shows. I think there's something special about being live.
Yeah.
That's one goal I want to do with the podcast. And it's one goal I'd like to do here. And we talked about it. It's just the scheduling of, mostly I blame myself. It's the scheduling. Like, good luck, you know?
Well, you know, we've often said it, life gets in the way.
All the time.
There have been times that we've planned to do a recording, and then all of a sudden you'll send a note saying, listen, we can either do it tomorrow or do it a couple hours later today. You have to roll with that. That's part of life.
And I think that's what we've done. I feel like the last 2 years, we as a society have just rolled with it, you know?
You've had to. Did you have a choice?
No.
I mean, there was, and I don't even what is it, 2 years ago now, where we went almost the entire year without really leaving the house much. Yeah. Number one, you couldn't leave the house because of COVID. And number two, you didn't have any place to go to.
Where were you going to go? McDonald's?
Yeah. I mean, the theaters were closed down. The restaurants were closed down. Most of the stores had limited hours, or other stores were only letting so many people in at a time. I mean, at least we can feel good that we've at least, jumped that hurdle.
But you said theaters, and guess what? I'm going to the theater for the first time in 2 years, in a couple of days. It's the first time that I've gone to the theater, and man, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do there. I'm going to see Spider-Man, by myself, which is fine. I love that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting because I haven't been,
Well, and the theaters are screaming to have people come in too. And even if it means, like I've mentioned before, that Lauren and I'd sometimes like to go during the day.
Absolutely.
Catch
That's
that.
when I'm going.
Yeah. Catch it 11 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I mean, we have been to see some first run movies on day one or so where there's been 4 people in the whole theater. So, I mean, unless you're going to go like on a Friday night or a Saturday night or something, or a Saturday afternoon to one of those animated or something movies where there'll probably be a lot more people still are a little apprehensive about going, but man, the theaters now have all new seating. And so the social distancing is a lot easier. And you can go online and you can get your tickets in advance. So
that's what I did.
Yeah, you pick your seats so you can look and see, oh, hey, there's only about 12 seats taken. So, it makes it a lot easier. Same thing's happening with a lot of restaurants. The restaurants that used to have 20 tables in the restaurant, maybe they only got 12 now, and they're a little further apart. So it makes the dining thing a lot easier too.
Well, and the thing is about the theaters, and I would, even before the pandemic, I would always go on a weird off day.
Yeah.
even if it was a first run movie. I roll in at 10 o'clock in the morning, first showing with my Starbucks. And I mean, I literally walk in the theater with my coffee. They don't say a word. And I'm like, hey guys, and and it's great because I don't want to be crammed next to people anyway, regardless of a pandemic.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm excited about that. But what about you? What about the big night? What are you doing this year? You doing something different than last year? Or
I'm going to do exactly the same thing as last year. Sit on the couch, watch TV,
fair enough.
and generally, I mean, at my age, what we do is we tune to a channel that's showing the fireworks in London, because that's 6 hours before us, so we can watch the fireworks at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
And yay, happy new year and all. Don't have to wait until midnight. But the fireworks, to try and go out and see the fireworks, number one, a lot of places, depending on where you live, they don't even have fireworks because they can't. Poor California, it's always so dry out there that they curtail it. People can't go out to see live fireworks. Where you used to have everybody in the neighborhood had them, most cities aren't allowing that, so they have an organized fireworks display, and that's cool to go to a stadium or something like that and watch it. But otherwise, we just stay in, watch some movies or something, catch some TV.
Yeah.
At night, maybe order nice dinner, bring it in or something.
That's what I do. Yeah, I bring in food. Yeah, we'll have a party with just Luke and I. Last year it was just him and I. We had a party. We rocked out. We played music. I don't remember. I think there was a concert, and anyway, it doesn't matter. But I'll have a movie. We'll jam out. I bought this year though. I bought a because why not? I bought a disco light for the floor, and you turn it on and it covers the whole house. So him and I will jam out. He'll probably go to sleep around. Last year, I think he was in bed. He stayed up late, but it was like 10:30 for him. That's late for him.
Yeah.
I don't think I was far behind, to be honest with you. But this year, I'll try to maybe stay up to midnight and watch a movie. I might watch the new James Bond. I haven't seen it yet, so I'll save it for New Year's. We'll see. Nothing big, low key.
There are fewer venues that do have these, New Year's package deals where you come in and you have hors d'oeuvres and something to drink, and then you have a dinner and then party and dancing, and then at midnight the countdown and the champagne, even party all night long, and then have a breakfast and go home. There's fewer and fewer venues, and that could be a plus, because that means that those venues that still do that are filling up.
Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different because of the pandemic. But I remember when I was working in the industry, I mean, you had to kind of gamble and figure out, okay, what are we going to do? Because there's only two ways to handle New Year's Eve. There's a trash can behind me. We're a garbage truck right now, but good God. Anyway, but I mean, he's loud. He's banging that. But so
music to our ears.
If you're at a big venue, like when I was at Southern Junction, you had to go all out. I mean, you had to make it the event. When you're at the nightclub, you make it the event. But when I was working some of these smaller bars, a lot of times we would be like, we're going to close at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or we're going to say, hey, we're going to just close at 5. Come in for dinner. Go do your other thing somewhere else. Because I worked at a few bars and some areas around here. The latest we could stay open was 1. So why would I want to kick somebody out right after the ball dropped?
Right.
So I just close at 10 o'clock. You want to come out, you want to get some beers, you want to bounce. So you got to play that game because there's a lot of competition out there. And it's really just an amateur hour.
I think it's become an opportunity for some of the hotels. And I think that's a good thing. Time. Because the hotels have been so, under occupied for so long that if they can get people to come in and party and stay overnight and leave the next day, that's a great package deal for people to get away and do something like that. And then they can organize it and still have some social distancing and partying and all.
Agreed.
and that's worth looking into. But I think my couch is the place for me.
What I think I'm going to try next year, because I've always wanted to do this. I did it back in Michigan, but I was younger, and obviously we were doing inappropriate things. I want next year. I think I'm going to go get a cabin on New Year's Eve. Go the day before.
Yep.
Stay for New Year's Eve, leave the next day. Luke and I go out there, and we just have a cabin I'm talking like in the woods, not at some resort, and just hang out, whether there's snow, cold, do the fire, and just really enjoy it, because it sounds fun to me.
And like it could be even a cabin in a small resort and maybe they have a little fireworks thing going on. And
I've seen the options. I know prices go up, but honestly, I've been so good at finding little adventures for pretty good. I think there's an opportunity there. I think it would be fun. So I think that's what I'm going to plan for next year.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of things to think about for next year, and a couple of things that we ask all of you is to make a New Year's resolution to put Patriot Sandwich Company on your list, and all. In fact, my New Year's resolution is I'm going to start going to Patriot Sandwich Company more often, and I'm going to get my sandwiches on that wheat toast or they make a Spanish wrap, a spinach tortilla wrap. You can have your sandwich done that way. So it can be as healthy as you want, and you can still have a great sandwich, and you can go see David Jordan and his gang over there and tell them that we said hello, because you get a free drink. And, if you're really watching your calories, just get a diet drink. That solves everything. that works too. and the other thing, may want to think about getting in touch with Irving Chung this year, because he can help you. Maybe this is the year that you say, you know what, I got a few bucks in the bank. I think maybe I'd like to look at a franchise, because there are some really unique franchises out there that you don't have to put a lot of time, money, and effort into. I know he's told me about it. You should really check it out. Give him a call, get a free consultation.
Absolutely. Look, and I want to say too, everybody's been great at supporting this last year, listening, following, liking, disliking, continue that. We love it. We are excited to come back next year. We got a whole slew of new shows, different ideas. It's going to be great, actually.
The list keeps getting bigger and bigger of things for us to talk about and share with you. And one more New Year's resolution for all of you that are watching the show. Tell a friend or two about us.
Yeah.
And have them come and join us too. And we'll build our audience, and then we can start including more of you on the show. Reach out to us. Hey, there's plenty of room in the studio here, so we can accommodate some more people.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can reach us anywhere. You can reach us right on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. Check out Instagram. And don't forget, we have an email. I forgot what it was, but trashtalkfrisco@gmail.com. Yeah.
Right.
That's the one.
We even have a post office box if you want to send us a letter.
Yeah.
Box 5444 in Frisco, Texas, 75035. Call us, text us, whatever, and we'll give you all the skinny.
But if you're going to send a letter, send it now. We'll get it next year. Don't worry about it.
By the middle of next year, at least.
Right.
All right. Go out and make it a great New Year's celebration. We'll see you in 2022 right here with another episode of Trash Talk.
Happy New Year.
Bye.